All right, I'm just trying to make a quick meal prep overview video for you guys. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk through a couple of the things you need to have in order to do 80-day obsession. The first thing you need to have, you need these containers. You need them. If you don't have them, talk to me. I can help you get them. Second thing you should have is you need a printed out copy of the following things. So I have this in a binder. On Beachbody On Demand, there is actually a section. If you go to beachbodyondemand.com, then you're going to click on 80-day obsession. Then you're going to click on program materials. There's a nutrition, there's a getting started, there's a workout calendar, and there's eating plan sections, like things like that. You need to print off your starter guide. Looks exactly like this. This one is going to have your place for where you're going to take measurements. It's going to have how you track your calories. If you are wanting to lose 10 pounds or less, you need to be in maintenance. Do not go to plan A if you only have 10 pounds to lose, or you're going to starve your muscles and you're going to be really hungry and grumpy all the time. If you're nursing, or if you are exercising more than the 80-day obsession workouts, then I would start in a maintenance bracket and go from there. So that means basically you're going to multiply your current weight by 11, add 600 calories, and then stop. You're not going to subtract the 750. There's a section right here that says for phase 2 and phase 3. Skip that section. We're not in phase 2 or phase 3 right now. Once you know how many calories you need, you're going to look through here, and there's plans A, B, C through F. Depending on how many calories you calculated at your calculation, you're going to land in plan A, B, C, D, E, or F. Once you know which plan you have, you need to go print that plan. I landed originally in plan C. I'm actually also going to print plan D because I'm going to be in plan D for phase 2. I already know that I'm borderline plan C and D, so I'm going to be bumping up to plan D at some point. So I'm going to print off both just because I know I'm going to need both. For now, just print the one plan that you need. Don't worry about phase 2 yet because we're not there yet. Once you've got your eating plan printed out, you need to look through it. You need to do your homework. It's going to show you how many containers you get. So it'll tell you for plan C, for example, you get 5 green containers throughout the day to separate and use throughout the day. You get 3 purples, 5 reds, and 4 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 5 teaspoons. Okay? They give you examples of your time nutrition plan of how to space your workout block, which is when you do your workout, and your pre-workout and post-workout meal. They give you, if you're using the Beachbody Performance supplements, they give you where you should have those in your meal plan and what kinds of foods you would pair them with. If you are not using Beachbody Performance supplements, so if you're not drinking Beachbody Energize or Performance Recover, then you're going to go to the very back of your eating plan. It's in all of them on page 11, I believe, and it'll say timed nutrition meal plan example without Beachbody Performance. It just simplifies your block a little bit and takes out those extra things. If you are using some other kind of a workout supplement, that's on you. Just know that if you're not using Beachbody Performance, you're not going to get the results that Autumn's test group, and if you want Autumn's results, you have to do what Autumn suggests. In your eating plan, you have example meal plan, like what kinds of foods would go where. If you're in plan A not A, nobody should be in plan A, I'm sorry. If you're in plan C, or maybe you're in plan D and you're looking at my meal plan for plan C and you're wondering, how can I make this work? You just need to look at the comparison and figure out, okay, if she has this and this meal plan, if she has a yellow container, so a carb, a protein, a fruit, a veggie, and an orange for meal 3, and you need an extra protein, or you need an extra orange container, or not orange container, you need an extra green container, you're going to add that into that meal in a similar place. And so you'll see in the eating plan, it'll give you examples and show you exactly how to break that down. You can still use the same kinds of recipes. So if I post something that's for a recipe for plan C, you can use that recipe for plan D or plan F, and you're just going to make the recipe with the right amount of servings. So if you need more veggies, you're going to double the veggies in it. Or you're just going to serve yourself more servings of that recipe. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions about anything that you're trying to make and you're not really sure, please don't hesitate to ask. Don't be scared to do things that sound good to you. Go off of your food list, which is the next thing you need to print off. The container food list guide is getting updated. Mine is not colored, but this is my red containers, green, purple, red, yellow, blue, orange teaspoons, and then there's another page that tells you which foods are freebie foods. It tells you what kinds of things can you use in your Shakeology if you're drinking Shakeology. Recommendations for drinking water, spices and seasonings that are freebies. You don't have to count them as anything in the container system. So print those out. You need a physical copy of those. The last thing you need to print off is a workout calendar that should also be listed in those program materials. And then finally, you need to pick a meal plan. I would suggest you pick one that's already been made by a coach and use that. Like, treat it like it's the Bible for week 1, or if you already have your own meal plan made, then print that off and have that handy. Print 2 copies if you need it, so you can look at it multiple times, or in multiple locations. Okay, I'm gonna walk you through some examples of meal prep based on my plan for next week. So, my plan for next week, my pre-workout, I already made my breakfast muffins. Those are a recipe that I've posted before. The recipe, you just quadruple the recipe to make it for 4 days worth. I made them using muffin tins, mixed all the ingredients in a bowl, plopped them in the oven, and voila, I was all done. The other thing that I'm going to be making for a pre-workout meal, which I don't have all the stuff for, is I'm going to actually roast sweet potatoes, like diced sweet potatoes, and I get 1 yellow container, which is about a half a cup of a yellow container, mine are not open, sorry, for 1 serving, and I would put 1 serving of yellow in here, and I would put my red container, which would be like scrambled eggs or hard-boiled eggs, that would go in this section of my little meal prep containers. I got these off Amazon. And then this one would be my biggest one, which I'm gonna use for my green container. This is just a space that you can use this, you can not, it doesn't matter. But if you wanna have your food ready to grab and go like it's a Lunchable, then you need containers like this to help you do that. That meal, to prep ahead of time for that, I'm gonna make 3 times that recipe because I'm making it for Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And I'm going to make enough roasted green beans or roasted asparagus. If it says like a vegetable on there and you don't like that vegetable, then change it. Just switch it from the list. It's not hard. Just change the vegetable to be something that you like. You could do roasted kale, you could do carrots. There's no limit to what you can do as long as it's on that green list for the green container. So I'm gonna do my roasted veggies, and I'm gonna just lay all of my servings out on a cookie sheet, and I'm gonna roast them all in the oven and put them in the fridge with my green container of beans or broccoli or whatever, my yellow container of sweet potatoes, and then I'll have 2 hard-boiled eggs that I will put in here if they will fit. If they won't, I'll just grab them when I'm ready. Okay, that's one of those. That counts as my pre-workout meal. It could also be a post-workout meal. So if you wanted to make it as a post-workout meal on some days, then totally do that. It's not like you can only use some for different types of the day. As long as it fits the containers that you need for your eating plan, then you're totally fine. Okay, so that's what I'm doing for that. I already have the breakfast muffins made, and I'll show you what they look like, so hold on. I'm a huge fan of containers. These are my breakfast muffins. This is a serving for 1 workout meal. So this would be just for me to have before my workout or after my workout, because it counts as a green, a yellow, a red, and a teaspoon. They are snappy containers from Costco, and I love them. Voila, they look lovely, they smell delicious. Okay, prep is key, so do it. Okay, what else do I need? I have not made my meal 2 post-workout meal, whatever, the post-workout meal, but I've roasted, or whatever you call it, used like a grill or George Foreman. I have ground turkey breast, like turkey patties, that's what they're called. I have 4 turkey patties to use for 4 days, and I'm going to put them in a container, and I'm probably just going to dice them up, or I'll put them in whole. Regardless, they're just going to go in a container, and they're going to go in there with some lettuce leaves or some kale or some carrots They're gonna go in there with some 1/2 cup sweet potato roasted over here. You could pick a different carb. You could also do pita bread, which is like a whole grain pita bread. Lots of options. Use your options. And then they obviously have some olive oil. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you guys through some of the prep that I'm doing right now because I want to like show you what I'm doing. I got nitrate-free turkey breast. That means that it does not have all the crappy additives, the antibiotics, all that yucky stuff that's not good for you. And I'm gonna open it up. And I'm pretty much just gonna be taking chunks like this and I'm gonna dice it up, or I'm gonna just, for this call, sorry guys, I'm just going to plop it in chunks. You can make it look more pretty if you want, into my red container. You use the red container because it helps you measure it out to begin with. Once you get used to it, you can eyeball it. But for now, put it in the container. I have my meal prepping containers ready. And, okay, so this should be about my serving of protein. I would put this in my container. Voila. I put it in here. It fits just perfectly into one of my little compartments in my container. So you can see I've got it like this. I also have hummus on my meal plan. If you get these organic hummus things from Costco, they are pre-portioned to be exactly 1 blue container. I checked. So this is your exact amount of hummus you need. I'm eating it with the pita bread, so I'm going to have to break my pita bread into a couple pieces to make it fit. Might have to put it around it a little bit. We'll see. Okay, in theory, these are just gonna be dipped in the hummus anyway. Okay, so I'm just gonna be doing this. You don't have to put it all in the container, but if you're like taking it to lunch, then you kind of need it in something that you can take with you, right? I'm going to be using my veggies. I've got some chopped up cucumbers to go with it. On my list, on my meal plan, I just said celery, but maybe I don't have celery, or maybe I don't feel like eating celery right away. So I'm going to do like 4 or 5 pieces of cucumber, and I'm also gonna do some carrots, like basically just like a veggie tray type thing. Okay, I have these already in bags. Honestly, these two combined would make 1 green container. So I'm just gonna stick those in there for simplicity's sake. That's my meal. The only thing missing from it is I need almond butter and I need some kind of a fruit. So a teaspoon of some kind, that could be almond butter, it could be peanut butter, could be olive oil, coconut oil, only I don't like eating those things straight. I like eating almond butter. That's just gonna be something that I'll reference my meal plan. I'll eat that with it, or I could put it in like a baggie with an apple or something. It doesn't have to be complicated, so please, please, please don't be overwhelmed or make this complicated. Keep it simple and make the same kinds of things just as you're getting used to it. It will save you time, it will save you energy, it will save you mental energy, which is really important, let's face it. So I'm just gonna stick my yummy stuff in here. I'm actually gonna split some of it up and put it in another container because it's not fitting. Okay, that's it. I would make this 4 times, put the lid on it, stack it in the fridge. If I need to, I'll label it. But this fits perfectly. And voila, that's my meal number 2, done. All I do is grab it out of there and eat it with an apple and some almond butter. Okay, so I hope that helps. I hope this kind of simplifies things a little bit for you. If you have questions or you have a kind of food that you're like, oh, I really wish I could make tacos, but I don't really know how to do it. You just have to get used to doing it once, and then doing it again after that is a lot easier. Okay, it's a learning process. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with us as your coaches, because we are doing this for the first time too. I love you guys. You guys are seriously gonna do awesome. Please, please, please ask questions. Okay, I love you. Good luck. Everybody share your meal plan with me. I can't talk today. Okay.